Welcome to episode 50 of the Analog Assault podcast. This week we're going to be talking about a little bit of Red Dead Online, a little bit of Pokemon Go, some murky business going on with Fallout 76, maybe a little bit of Destiny 2, and the Anthem livestream that happened today.
You're listening to Analog Assault, a video game podcast by Mulehorn Gaming.
So, guys, I haven't been playing much, but I could ask, what have you guys been playing lately?
Well, you know, stuff, things.
Some new things.
Dirty?
Did someone get a Switch on Black Friday?
It's a dirty
I
Switch.
think he did.
What's a dirty
Yeah,
Switch?
the Dirty Switch is Dirty Bomb's Nintendo Switch.
Is that a drink
I'll have it
or is
custom.
that a move?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like an old-fashioned.
Baby, I call this the dirty
right.
Switch.
I went out for the first time ever as a customer on a Black Thursday night.
Black Thursday night. So you went for the
Black
early deals.
That is a new official term.
did, unfortunately. My girlfriend's daughter has been wanting a Fitbit. Apparently they make Fitbits for kids now.
Yep.
So,
My son has one.
and a lot of her friends have one, so she's been wanting one to not seem the odd kid out, kid things. So, Kohl's was having a sale for like $60. So, as soon as we were done with lunch, dinner, and typical Thanksgiving meal, we stood in line for an hour and a half, which was super fun.
Not for me,
yeah.
no.
No. She's lucky I love her. And I will never do Black Friday again. That was honestly a little scary. Like,
It's usually either one time and you're done, or one time and, I love this. And
I hated it. Man, the line, we got there at a decent time, an hour and a half early. I will say that because the line wasn't atrocious. We're maybe the 30th people in line ish.
Not too bad.
too bad,
We were right at where the line turned, so it wasn't terrible.
Okay.
Not at all what it was by the time that the store opened. And apparently, people are giant assholes on Black Friday, Black Thursday
this
night, whatever.
is odd. What? Never heard of
What?
this.
I know, right? People were showing up like 5 minutes before the store opened and then just hanging out on the curb. Like, people were yelling at them from the back of the line. And I ended up cutting in line by mistake, trying to keep these people from cutting ahead of me. I'm like, fuck all of you. I just stood outside for an hour and a half and you think I'm going to come in and swoop in? Hell to the no. So I apologize to the people I accidentally cut in front of because I was trying to prevent other people from cutting. But at the same time, my girlfriend and her brother were looking for the Fitbits, and I kind of just like meandered my way back to the electronics. I'm like, Switch. Not cheap enough. I can wait. And after we got what we wanted, we decided to go to Walmart for theirs because we were 20 minutes before their Black Friday thing started. That was a little bit more crazy because it was a 24-hour Walmart.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So everything was just plastic wrapped in the middle of the aisles, and people were just standing there literally with their hands on top of the wrap, ready to rip it open. I'm like, what is going on?
These people.
So I purchased a Switch at Walmart before the craziness ensued, and Diablo 3.
Nice.
Nice.
So I think it was kind of fun, the fact that I'm sure there was a sale, and I just didn't see it because I wasn't paying close enough attention, but I ended up walking out of there for $333, which a bundle was $360.
Hey, that's not a
There you
bad
go.
deal.
So, I mean, I'm sure the bundle would have ended up cheaper as well, but yeah, see.
There you go.
There
There you go.
So, I've been playing Diablo on my Switch.
Yeah, how you liking it?
Nice.
I enjoy it. I enjoy the fact that I can finally take it with me.
Nice, yeah.
I think the ergonomicness of having the Joy-Cons attached to the side of the Switch gets a little awkward sometimes, just from
Yeah.
where the right thumbstick is. It's just, thankfully you don't need to use it that much in Diablo, but it's a little weird. Something I have to
It's a
readjust
little
my
low,
hands every
wouldn't
now
you
and
say?
then.
It feels
It
like
is.
it's low.
It feels fine when it's attached to the controller mount,
Yeah.
because it's not that much dissimilar from an Xbox controller.
Right.
But when it's on the side of the Switch itself, then it gets a little bit weird.
Now you might want to look into. I've got this thing for mine. I know our audio friendly podcast here, but mine has these little. It's like a clip-on grips, so it's basically like the small thing, but it clips over the full back, and it makes it 100 times easier.
I just saw something like that from Instagram. And it was all Diablo, and I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'll have to look into that because I actually ended up
Even better.
going to Walmart on my way home tonight.
Underdog got one. He loves it. Lupo got one. He's liking it too. Because I felt like I have really long fingers, and the Switch is not made for big-handed people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but this,
Noted.
like, it's nice. It just feels like I'm holding the extra wide Xbox controller now.
I'll have to look into that. How much was that?
$15.
Really?
Oh, wow.
That's not that bad
It's
at all.
it's a licensed product made by a third party.
Huh.
So
Nice,
I'm going to have to pick one of those up then.
yeah, and it's got a few
the last
slots
thing
I
on the
think you
back.
should do it.
Yeah, it's got a few
I think I
slots
should
for
too.
game cartridges on the back
Right.
Oh.
as well.
Because I actually
cool.
just bought a case for my Switch on the way home tonight.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have.
The little tiny one, because I'm like, I put it in my my drawstring bag that I always carry my iPad with whenever I go anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable with having an unprotected $300 gaming system.
For sure.
Yeah. Not the wisest choice.
No, thankfully I knew exactly where I was going. It was my kid. I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah.
But then the real struggle was coming to Walmart and seeing the regular $10 Breath of the Wild case that had nothing special to it. And the $20 super deluxe awesome Breath of the Wild case that had all this extra crap to it. I'm like, do I need it? I have one game that is in the Switch and it will not leave until I get another disc game or cartridge, whatever. Like, I don't know if I need. I'm like, screw it, I'm getting it. I went to get a present for my son, and on the way back, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I went with the much more simplistic case. I'm just like, damn you being frugal.
Right? Man.
So yeah, speaking of Switches, I've been playing a lot on the Switch lately. I was gone all last week for Thanksgiving. I know a lot of us went on little trips of our own.
Yep.
So I decided, hey, I'm going to take my Switch. So I spent basically any time that I could playing Pokemon Let's Go. And boy, am I enjoying that.
So
Nice.
what is
I've
the
been
what is
hearing
the
good things
premise of
about it.
Pokemon Let's Go?
So basically, I don't remember who I heard say this, but it's the best explanation I can think of. It is New Game Plus for Pokemon Yellow. Basically. With a whole, with more features kind of like balanced, kind of mixed with Pokemon Go, the phone app.
Okay.
So you have to throw balls. You don't actually fight Pokemon in the wild to like weaken them and then try to catch them. You just try to catch them like you would in the Go app.
So it's kind of a hybrid.
Yeah. And one thing I'm really loving is that you don't just have to walk around in the grass and try to run into something. The Pokemon will actually spawn and you can see them and you can go run to one you want.
Oh.
So you're not going to have these weird random encounters. Now, some
That is
of them
next level stuff.
are actually quote unquote aggressive and will chase you. Others will run away. So sometimes you'll be trying to, like, I spent the last technically 3 days trying to hunt for a shiny Vulpix. And in that area
Shiny.
that I was hunting, there was a Chansey that was just following me everywhere I went. And Chansey's huge. Like, they actually have the proportions of the Pokemon in the game. So their hitboxes can vary in size. And Chansey's just a big pink ball.
It's a big boy.
So, yeah. There's a lot of dodging.
Nice.
But been enjoying that. Other than that, I've been playing a little bit of Splatoon 2. got back into that and trying that. And I did get Diablo. I haven't played it yet, but I did get it.
Very cool.
So.
Well, since I only have one friend on the Switch, and I honestly haven't the slightest idea who it is, send me the code.
I'll have to send you my friend code after the cast.
All right. Look at that.
Seriously, like I tweeted it out, and I have some. So if someone under the name of Jen, G-E-N-N, I don't know, is a Switch user, and you're on my friends list, you're the only one.
You're the number one friend.
Exactly. Can you set themes? Sorry, I have a question. You know, like on your Xbox, you can set themes, like with custom screenshots and whatnot.
There's not a function for that, unfortunately.
Not on the Switch.
I wish you could.
Damn.
You get either night mode or day mode, which is just you want everything black, or do you want
no,
everything
I
white?
know. I have it on night mode because everything just is easier on the eyes.
Yeah.
Kind of the way to go.
Literally. My Twitter's the same way. Night mode.
Yep.
My Discord's the same way.
Yep.
Night mode.
Night mode all day long.
So, other than that, I jumped into Destiny this week a little bit. They had their new season update. Worked on a little bit of Gambit, tried to get that new pinnacle weapon, since Gambit actually has a pinnacle weapon this season, other than just Crucible. Bing. And have been playing a bunch of Fallout 76 with our good friend Lupo.
Yes, I think we'll be talking about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I have not been playing so much lately. My game time lately, this past month or so, between moving and then vacation back to back, and just in general, my game time is low. I haven't played much at all. I'm only 30% through the campaign of Red Dead Redemption 2. I've completed the first mission and treasure hunt of Red Dead Redemption 2 online. It's currently paused on my screen right now because, I have to get some action in before the podcast. So I know a little bit what I'm talking about.
I mean, you are a resident Red Dead expert.
It's true.
Yeah. And then I'm probably one of the most behind of all of us that are playing it.
Not true, because I'm not playing.
Hey-o! There you go.
Hey-o! At least not yet.
Yeah.
Give it until the end of next month.
Not the biggest loser.
Exactly.
But I've been loving that. I've been enjoying a lot of seeing the videos that have come from that. So I'm really looking forward to making some of those things happen. But as you guys know, I've been picking up reading and collecting comics lately. So that's kind of what I did whenever I went on my vacation.
Okay.
So when I was at home in West Texas and my kids were asleep and my mom was asleep and the house was quiet, I brought a big half shoebox full of comics I was behind on, and I knocked out some great reads. There's a lot of cool stuff out there these days. It's changed a lot since the 90s when I used to collect. A lot of independent companies are doing these, darker, grindier, horror, deeper stories and just your classic superheroes, and I'm loving them a lot more than the big boys. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But speaking of Thanksgiving trips, I got a little story to tell about that one.
Oh, yeah?
Two, my Black Friday story, I was determined to get the kids bikes for Christmas, bigger ones, because they've outgrown those ones they had. And I now live on the bayou in Houston. It's a pretty large creek. It's fairly deep. It traverses through majority of Houston, and my apartment complex has direct access to it, which it consists of lots of trails and kayak ramps and whatnot.
Okay.
And those splinter off into parks along the way. So I'm like, we need to get bikes. So Black Friday, I'm on Target website. I get some sweet deals on sweet bikes, and I get notification they can't be shipped. It's like, okay. So I get them sent to two close stores, and that are close to my resident in Houston. Then I get a notification. I'm sorry, this one can't be shipped and it's no longer available in this store. Please choose another store. I'm going down the list. I go to page 2, and the closest one is in Lake Jackson, which is an hour drive from my house.
Ooh.
I'm like, I love my kids. Click. So I get back Saturday night. Kids go back to their moms. I have a super busy Sunday. I'm hanging out with some friends that afternoon. I'm watching football, having some drinks and snacks. And I was like, okay, it's 7 p.m. They close at 10. I'm making a drive to Lake Jackson right now to pick up a bicycle. And they're like, have fun. It sucked so bad. Like, this is lame. This is lame. Get there and I wheel it into the back seat of my car if it's just perfectly, because it's pretty simple. Also the reason why it can't be shipped.
Gotcha.
So that was my Black Friday experience. The other thing that happened is my son and my daughter discovered their older cousin's hoverboard and were just tearing it up in their house. And they got really good at it. Both of them did. Of course, my daughter picked it up really quick. Typical girls at that age. My son, when he finally got around to acing it, decided he's going to go through a doorway. It wasn't quite the right size. He clipped it. He ended up spinning backwards and falling back and catching the sharp edge of a door frame, splitting his head open. Not a whole lot, but just enough to make the head wound, which head wounds bleed a lot, bleed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, dude, you're good, you're good. Oh, I looked at my hands like, towel, please. Trying to keep calm so he doesn't freak out. And we ended up having to go to the ER about 20 minutes away because I'm like, back Podunk town outside of my small town. 2 staples later, and he's already, I can't wait to go back and play. He's like, no, dude, you're done for the day. So, emergency room trip on the day after Thanksgiving. Good times all the time, all 7 hours away from home.
Dude, your kid's going to be the one that grows up in like middle school, high school, plays football, gets a compound fracture and says, I'm okay, coach, put me back in.
That will be my son.
Yep.
And I'm not going to tell you how it went down when I called his mom to let her know what happened. That was a different story. Mama Bear saw red for a long time until she figured out it wasn't as bad as she thought it was. But anyway, so yeah, interesting Black Friday, emergency trip on Thanksgiving, and not a whole lot of game time.
Well, now that it's settled down, you should be able to get back at it.
Yeah, this weekend I have some things going down, but I have about half the weekend to actually get some good Red Dead time in, and I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And my character's name is Bullseye Beard. Bullseye Beard.
Bullseye Beard.
Bullseye Beard.
And Johnny Cage messaged me a second ago before we got on there. He just created John Hex from the comics. I'm like, oh, that's badass.
There you go.
That's badass.
Wait, John or Jonah?
You're right. I'm not. Jonah Hex.
I was going to say, because I remember that movie vaguely because it had Megan Fox before she fell off the face of the earth.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Toe.
Does he still have like the whole thing?
Burned off, clawed face? Yeah.
So yeah, let's, I guess we've gone through our weeks. Let's get into our topics for the week. Starting
let's
off.
not forget some little housekeeping here. If you like our podcast and our website content, consider being a supporter. Head over to patreon.com/MuleHornGaming to get all the details and show some love.
Get those sweet deets.
Sweet beats.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Thaddeus. So, starting off, do we want to start off with how the Stack Up stream went?
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
So, our original goal was $500, correct?
Yeah, we blew that out of the water.
Oh, yeah. So, from what we were trying to figure out, our final price, our fundraising was $3,030.
So yeah, a little bit better than 500.
Little bit.
Yeah. Big shout out to the Shed team and all those that help support. And a big shout out to Underdog, who matched at the 1,000 mark, matched it penny for penny, bringing it to 2K. And then it's stacked on from there. So quite the phenomenal week of streaming. All that money going to a great cause. A lot of great people showing up to not only stream, but to support, whether it be financially or just hanging out. It was pretty epic. Pretty epic.
He may be a filthy hunter, but he's got a big heart.
That's right.
And a big wallet.
That will never go away.
So then, our next thing we want to kind of go over is Red Dead Online launched for the, super elite version people.
super elite
I
version.
don't remember what it was
Like
called.
the
but-
super duper cowboy version.
Thaddeus, why don't you talk to us about Red Dead Online?
Well, I never played GTA Online. Well, not very long. I absolutely love Red Dead. Red Dead 2 has been amazing. Unfortunately, I'm only 30% through the campaign. But I was only able to tap into online about an hour before the cast started, going through some of the campaign missions that get you ramped up before you can even unlock free roam and the online mode. But I have heard great things about it in our chats, on tweets, and I've seen a lot of videos showing some pretty awesome shenanigans. It's, just like GTA, you can pretty much have a lot of fun with a group. You can have, I think it's up to 7 people in a posse.
Well, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. Co-op missions. You can go, save innocent people. You can go rob, kill, and plunder. Take on, various missions, other hideouts, or, like I've seen, people just taking each other out.
Yeah,
Some of my favorite.
that's Rockstar Online for you.
Yep. One of my favorite ones is they found 2 guys found one random in there, and they roped him and drug him on their horse. I was like, just like the westerns, man, just like the westerns.
I would hate to be that one guy.
Yeah,
man.
come on, I just wanted to play.
G-quit.
Yep.
Right. And there was one
Log back in.
There was 2 guys who were talking in a very, very hillbillish country accent. Like, oh, you messed with the wrong boys here. So they basically hogtied a guy. I'm just doing my duty, people. Don't mind me. And so one guy gets on the horse. The other guy's calling his horse to put the hogtied random on there. Somehow he gets free. And they're like, oh, crap, he's free. So they're fighting. The other guy on the horse trying to shoot him. He ends up roping his buddy. He's like, oh, crap. Well, hey, let's get out of here. And he took off, dragging his buddy, trying to get out of town, ends up hitting the porch of a store, flips over into one of the troughs. It's just hilarious. It's just hilarious. I can't wait to get in there with some of the guys. I was talking with Johnny Cage right before it started. He was online, and he wanted Matt to get up on to match up. So I'm looking forward to some really fun shenanigans and just doing a lot more Red Dead Online goodness.
Nice.
There is some updates to come.
Yeah.
Some different game modes, of which is going to be the Battle Royale mode. I still really don't know how it's going to work. I'm really curious to see how it pans out and if it actually lasts.
Yeah, so the little bit that I've seen at all, like from, I think IGN said something, they were saying that everyone was going to have basically only bows and arrows and throwing knives. So it's going to be interesting.
Starting out?
So,
and you have to go find other weapons, or
There was very limited stuff that I read. They made it sound like that's all you had through the whole game mode.
Huh. I mean, that would be kind of cool if it wasn't a huge map, but I don't know. I got a feeling you'll probably find horses and other guns and other things along the way, just like the typical Blackout.
Yeah.
yeah, it would make more sense to... I mean, it's a fun idea for bows and arrows and throwing knives, but at the same time, if it's a Battle Royale game, from what I don't play them, but from what I've seen and understand, it's about finding different and better weapons as you go along.
Exactly.
So if you're only finding the same weapons, I don't feel like that would be considered a Battle Royale so much as it is just like sticks and stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was an amazing game type, by the way. Call of Duty throwback.
There you go. Sticks and stones.
It was throwing knives and the ballistic knife. That was a fun time.
Yeah, so I wasn't exactly sure how they were going to like tie it into the story, but I watched that first opening cutscene where you meet your person who breaks you out. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty cool. Like, I was not expecting that at all. I was pretty sure they would do the whole jail scene where you create your character, because that's very Rockstar, Grand Theft Auto-esque.
Right.
But I thought that was actually pretty cool how they did that.
Yeah. It starts off that way. That's how you do your character creation.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will say right now, character creation could use a little bit of work.
Yeah, from what I saw, it was very limited.
It was hard to get a realistic looking face. There's a lot of customization because their standard customization, without going to finer details, like nobody looks like that unless they're disfigured or incest or something. This ain't right.
I'll say I was seeing a lot of
may be
clown
more-
faces.
Yes.
Clown
Yes.
faces.
Oh man, but you gotta dig a few menus deeper to get customized and like, okay,
Okay.
my character looks normal, not badass like, Dragon Age or something but it was looking good. And like I said, I named mine Bullseye Beard.
It was no Fallout 4 face customization.
Oh my gosh, that's legit.
No.
I think it's kind of prioritization on Rockstar's part, whereas
Right.
making the whole thing work might be more important than,
Yeah.
I mean, if they come back and fix it, then I'll probably end up letting you just like, hey, we made it better.
Here's a free token to change your appearance.
Go fix yourself.
I mean, it's
Go fix yourself.
it's no Mass Effect
Plastic
Andromeda
surgery.
faces.
That's true.
Yeah, as long as you don't have the first iteration of that.
Yeah. I know they went back
Yeah.
and fixed it, but that original.
Yeah.
Whew.
So what do we got next on the docket?
So next, we did talk a little bit about Pokemon Go, but I just wanted to brush up a little bit more on it. I know a few of our listeners and friends have been playing it as well. Underdog and Lupo have definitely been playing it a lot, and I'm really enjoying it. I was really surprised that I'm enjoying it this much, being that it's based off of the old original Pokemon Yellow. I was like, it's gonna be basically that with new graphics and everything, so it's not gonna be that interesting a story. But they've added enough, and I'm really enjoying it. And they've added enough new things. They've brought in some of the previous games Pokemon, mainly only variants. So the last game was kind of like this Hawaiian themed. You were on these islands. They were kind of Hawaiian-esque islands, and they had variants of the original Kanto Pokemon, but were slightly different. For example, like Marowak, which is normally a ground type Pokemon, in Sun and Moon, which was the previous game, is now I think a ghost fire type. So they look a little different, and they can have different types as well. So that's pretty interesting. And they've actually brought a few of those into Pokemon Let's Go, and you can, what basically it is, there's these people hidden around the whole map where you can go talk to them, and they're like, hey, I really like the Kanto version of this, but I have an Alolan version of this. You want to trade? And you can get them.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
I'm a really big fan of Vulpix and Ninetales, which is one of the originals. And I knew there was an Alolan version. I was like, okay, I'm going to go find that. I found that. I'm like, okay, now I've got a Vulpix and I've got a Alolan Vulpix and a Kanto Vulpix on my team. Like, you know what? Shiny hunting is a lot easier now that the way everything spawns. So I spent probably 6 hours encountering probably around 200 Vulpixes before I finally got my shiny one.
Jeez.
Now that is
'Cause I'm
really
shiny.
good, because I was watching some stuff, and like the chances of a shiny Pokemon just naturally spawning with not trying to combo it at all is over 1 in 5,000. So I got really lucky. I did use some things to drop that number a lot, but yeah, I got really lucky.
You use the term combo something.
So
What is-
combo, yeah, it's a new thing that they did, and they've got it. I think it's also in the mobile game where when you catch multiple of the same kind of Pokemon, you get this catch combo, and you'll get more XP for it. And they've got this in the game. When you get high enough numbers on your catch combo, that chance of a shiny or a high like competitive ranking Pokemon with stat wise has a higher chance of spawning.
Nice.
So
Fair enough.
if you can get up to the max that's actually beneficial is a 31 catch combo, you can drop your stats from over 5,000 to around 300. So
That is impressive.
that's a lot. But you've got to be able to catch 31 of the same Pokemon without them running away or catching a different one in between. Or
That's
saving
dedication.
your game.
Or saving your game.
Yep.
Hard
So
pass.
if you screw up, you're screwed.
You're done,
Hard
boy.
pass.
Yeah, so I spent 3 times
man.
over 3 days working on that. So I just made sure that my Switch was plugged in so I could charge while I was at work. And come home, play it for a bit, put it away, let it charge some more. Everything I could just to make sure I did not lose my progress. Because all that time you're gaining XP. Because when you catch them, your team's going to level up. So my full team probably went up 3 or 4 levels all during that.
Damn.
I have a question about that. Speaking of teams, can you team up with other players, like in gyms or however that works?
Not right now. There's the only thing you can really do is you can battle each other online,
Yeah.
and that's about it. They've taken out a lot of things that were in some of the older games, being it's basically Pokemon Yellow.
Gotcha.
So it's basically they took that and then added a few things,
Gotcha. Okay.
but it's pretty fun.
Interesting. So speaking of teaming up,
Teaming up.
there's this other game that's causing quite a stir that you can team up in.
And you can be
Fallout
on
76.
Fallout 76. Yeah.
I just sent a little
76.
picture. That's. I sent a picture in chat. You guys can't see this, but it's of in Western Times. A guy got about to be hung. He has a Battlefield 5 over his face. Below that is another guy about to get hung. Has Fallout 76 over his face. The first guy says, "First time."
And that's from
guy
that
at the bottom's
new
like,
Netflix
huh?
show.
Yeah. So apparently, Fallout 76 is getting ripped for the first time in a long time.
You see, I didn't realize Battlefield 5 had such a...
Well, just the
Negative.
Battlefield series in general is what it's referring to.
I got you.
Yeah.
So, the biggest thing I know of, other than the debacle with...
Debacle.
debacle. It's like tobacco sauce.
Today's
but
word
with
is
tobacco.
tobacco.
Debacle.
Debacle.
It's a debacle.
It's a
It's
debacle.
one of them Wisconsin words. You know how it is.
Cheese coated.
The the whole hullabaloo, then, if you will. I don't know if that's any better or not, but I'm using it with trying to return it, refunds and whatever. I don't know if it's the same thing or not, but the Bethesda's duct tape solution to offer people like $5 worth of in-game currency.
Yeah, what the crap is that?
Truthfully, that's all I know.
I do know that they're going through a class action lawsuit. And basically, this all derived from digital purchasers who downloaded it aren't able to play the game or play the game properly, so they want a refund. Well, apparently, the process of refunding is uber glitch as well, and they can't get their money back. And so people have banded together, and there's actually a lawyer out there who has filed a class action lawsuit for I doesn't have the amount, but basically due to the fact that customers are not able to get refund for services unable to be used. That's crazy.
It's all just going downhill. It's really bad.
It sucks
that's
because I'm really enjoying the game, and the group of guys that I'm playing with, we're really enjoying it. Now, we're not playing it like a normal Fallout. Like, it's not a normal Fallout. You're not going to have this super deep story and everything like the other ones. This is a prequel to all the other ones if you're going story-wise, so there's not going to be a whole lot of development in the world.
Right.
And we're enjoying just running around as a group, just screwing around and being like, oh, hey, what's over there? That looks interesting. Oh, this is a giant space station that crashed out from orbit. What's this about?
yeah.
We're just having fun. It's way more fun just to
Yeah, I was going to ask
screw
you if
around.
you're liking it, because I know you guys have been playing it.
Oh yeah, we're really enjoying it, and we definitely kind of role play our characters. So we each have our different characters. So a lot of the time we've been playing with is myself, Lupo, our friend Darklife, and either Underdog or Morbid.
Nice.
So we each have kind of our roles. Underdog and Morbid aren't really as defined. Morbid is definitely the loot everything and be overweight constantly. He's the hoarder. He's the pack rat. So we're constantly waiting on him because he's over encumbered. Our friend Dark Life, he is the drunken priest, the alcoholic priest, because he found a priest outfit, and he's got some of the perk cards that when he drinks alcohol he gets buffed, so he has to constantly be drunk.
That is pretty cool.
Now Lupo, his is weird because he's just constantly hungry, and he loves wearing this fireman costume, so he's just the hungry fireman. He's constantly hungry and thirsty. And then I went in a really odd way that kind of turned out really weird. I was looking at the perk cards and I was like, okay, they're basically Fallout 4. You didn't really have to worry about your hunger and thirst unless you were modded for it, but they put it in 76, so you constantly have to worry about that. So I was like, okay, what are the perks that I can get that give me the least have to worry about this? So I have a cannibal perk and lead belly, which basically makes it to where if I eat anything or drink anything, I don't take radiation from it. So, and I love finding different costumes. So my character has been donned the cannibalistic cosplayer.
Cannibalistic cosplayer.
And you do this whole animation when you go to eat a corpse. You kneel down on your knees, you take out chunks and you're eating it, and then you just let out this huge belch, and it's just hilarious every single time. So we're really enjoying it. I mean, we've had some weird shenanigans go on. We've had a time where we had to make friends with a Deathclaw. And
how'd that go?
Didn't turn out so well.
How do you make friends with the Deathclaw? It's a Deathclaw.
I don't know, but that was the step in the quest.
That is interesting.
Now, it might have worked out where you can make it docile temporarily, but we were also working on another quest at the same time, which required you to kill a Deathclaw. So they might have counteracted with each other. But yeah, I don't see what the big debacle is. I mean, yes, it is different. Fallout fans are not going to like it as much because it is not the deep story-driven game that the other Fallouts have been. But you get the whole aspect of being able to play it at the same time with your friends, which I really enjoy. And a lot of us, a lot of the Mulehorn Gaming guys, we love playing games that are co-op together. We still play our good single-player story games, but at the end of the day, we started out playing co-op games together.
That's how it all started.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever Prime Collective, which is now all part of what's the word?
It was reimagined into MHG.
There you go, reimagined MHG. It all started with me and Wade and his brother playing a mobile game, and then Adonis as well. Adonis 19. Word of Destiny came out. I was like, we need to make a clan.
Yep.
And so got a hold of Circuit and Darkwing Duck and some of the people that aren't with us anymore. We started playing what co-op games we could. Gears of War and Borderlands. And then Destiny hit. We had, I think 50 people and growing. And I think that time we were part of Dads of Destiny. So, co-op games, co-op games, co-op games. And that's what it's all about. And I love these games that allow us to keep on doing that. Like Destiny and Fallout 76 and Red Dead Online. Is these games where you just can co-op and have some crazy shenanigans. Because it's one thing to be competitive together. It's another thing to be laughing the entire time. It's the best.
And speaking of Destiny, we've got a new DLC coming out on Tuesday.
Did we?
Yes. You sound real excited, Dirty. Tell us. What's on your mind?
Crocs deck.
You want to stretch? Need to limber up?
Okay, here we go. I just don't care that much, honestly. I'm not gonna grandstand. I'm not gonna rage. I mean, I love where Destiny's at. Mm-hmm. Yes, you all heard that correctly. I love where Destiny's at. It's been a long time coming where whatever reason they keep doing it, they keep launching with less than what they had before, and they always have to rebuild up to it.
Yeah.
And now they're finally at a good place. Mm-hmm. I enjoy playing the game. I do.
Yeah.
But now that I've reached max light level with at least one toon, which my main is my Warlock, and that's where I've reached, and I've had enough gear and enough weapons to feel comfortable to start pawning stuff off to my Hunter. So I feel the chase is gone again because I'm not super diehard on getting my Hunter fully maxed out. Mm-hmm. And I truthfully deleted my Titan again because I just don't care.
I mean, you could have kept him as a pack mule.
That's not a dig on. That's not a dig on Destiny. It's just a dig on Titans. I just never liked playing a Titan.
Yeah.
But I don't know as if I really want, after spending so long and catching up to everybody in the damn clan, to finally reach max light level and then to have to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, lucky thing is it's only going up 50 light. So it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It is going to be a little, we'll see. Now, this is the first DLC in what they're calling their annual pass, I think it's called.
Yes, and I didn't buy the annual pass, therefore I do not have access to most of it, and I don't feel like I really want to buy it.
Okay. Well, you're still going to be able to get a lot of stuff.
Well, sure.
There's still a lot of stuff that's going to be added in this. I'm not sure. I don't have the list in front of me, but there's a good chunk. It's split about 50-50 if you don't have it or if you do have it.
Right. I have full faith, oddly enough, that Bungie would not leave the player base who did not buy it hanging and out to dry to say, hey, sorry, you didn't get it. You don't get more powerful gear. That would blow up in their face epically.
Yeah. Especially in comp.
Yeah. But it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something about it, honestly. I think that there's just, during my grind to reach 600, there wasn't really a whole lot else to play. So I figured, why not put it all in on Destiny? But now, I've been keeping occupied with Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
There's too many good things out right now.
I'm so far into that right now. And truthfully, Darksiders came out this past Tuesday.
I completely forgot about that.
Red Dead is obviously out, and I have requested both for Birthmas, as my birthday and Christmas are obviously both next month. So, well, my birthday might not be obvious, but now you know. But I'm planning to get both of those next month.
Nice.
So with Odyssey, Darksiders, and Red Dead, I have more than enough to last me until the Anthem launch, even if they push it back again. So I'm not going to swear Destiny off by any means. I will more than likely still go back and play Destiny for my shooter break when I just feel like I need to blast something in the face.
And it's such a great shooter.
It is fundamentally a fantastic shooter. They have always held that down. That there's always been a fantastic shooting mechanics. It's just everything else kind of has ruined it in the past, but they always bring it back. So kudos to them for doing that. And again, it's in a fantastic place right now. It really, really is. Just there's more stuff outside of Destiny that would keep me occupied than wanting to go back into Destiny right now.
Yeah.
And that's the case for me too. I mean, there was a lot of things that were out and coming out, so I never even touched Forsaken. I think I'm still at light level 372 on my highest character.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're a kindergarten all over again, Thaddeus.
Yeah, I am. And so, I never actually got to finish all of God of War. Didn't get to finish all of Spider-Man. I know. So many things are coming up back to back, and I don't have enough time to do this.
Thaddeus!
I know.
You did it!
Finish
God of War?
You pulled a Mulehorn.
Yeah, roles completely reversed, man.
Oh!
He completed both games, and I didn't complete either one. What?
Give me your
is
gamer
happening?
card. Now. It's not even a man card. Gamer card. Give it. Give it. Give it to me.
But
And
if
I'm only
Mule
30% done with Red Dead. I mean,
that much I can understand. Red Dead's not super old. It came out not terribly long ago, so that's
and it's
I'll
also
let you off the hook for that
super
one.
long.
It
from
is
what I've
really
heard.
long and big. That's what she said. But to not finish God of War.
yeah.
Oh. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
So am I. So am I.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, let's move past that and put that out of our misery.
I don't know if I can.
Back onto the Destiny talk. The new DLC comes out Tuesday, and they're making these a little different. They're not these huge story updates like the previous ones. These are going to be more of your weekly things. You're going to want to come back in more MMO-ish from what we've seen. And we also, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I'm just going to say it right here. If you guys don't want any major spoilers, stop listening for probably a few minutes, because we're going to talk about something pretty big if it's true, if it's real. So, everyone gone who's needs to? It's your last chance. 3, 2, 1.
Siva! Sorry, that was really loud.
Close, but no cigar.
All right, I tried.
How do we feel about Guardian Sov?
What the fuck is that?
Am I the only one here that knows this?
I think so.
Probably.
So, with all this update, there was a cutscene data mined of a ghost flying around the Dreaming City, not unlike our ghost flew around the Cosmodrome trying to find us. And what does this ghost find but a body underneath a white veil? You see it go over to the body, it scans it, it decides, I'm going to resurrect it.
Wait.
And who, none other, is it than Uldren Sov?
Oh, okay, I was going to say Cade 6, so I'm like, fuck that.
No.
I'm like, you can't unkill Cade, sorry.
No.
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 Not like this.
So,
I don't know if I like that, honestly.
yeah. Now,
Interesting.
we don't know if this is something that's going to be in the DLC or if this was something that they cut from the game. It just, with this last update, somehow was data mined out of it. And it's fully rendered and everything, and it looks great. And I've had a couple conversations with Underdog, and we're just so back and forth on it. We just, on one side, he technically is the new Hunter Vanguard because he killed Cade. That is one of the ways of becoming the new Vanguard with Hunters. Also, our theory is maybe he is how we finish getting rid of the curse on the Dreaming City. Also, we know in the past, this is the first time we have ever seen someone that was in the story, in the game, die and come back as a Guardian. Everyone we've ever known has either just died or was already a Guardian.
True. And everyone that came back as a Guardian had a past life of some sort.
But no one
And
remembers.
most times they can't recall.
No one-
except for, what's his name, remember? Vanguard, big guy, Titan.
Zavala?
Zaval, didn't he recall his
No.
past?
I don't think so.
Or they just had the animation.
That
I
thing
wanna
where
say
you
there
were talking
was-
about the launch of D2?
Yeah.
That was, he didn't remember anything before he became it. That was,
Gotcha.
the beginning of that trailer was the first time he woke up.
Okay.
So,
I wanna
after
say-
you're Guardian and you die, when you wake up from being rezzed, you still remember, obviously.
So he'll wake up being a Guardian, no memory, and everyone hates him.
Yep.
Why do you hate
Hi,
me?
guys. What did I do?
Why are you killing me over and over?
Why is everyone shooting at me?
So, with that,
I mean, technically, yes, he would be the new Vanguard, but would that be a mantle that he would willingly take up? And would no one, I'm answering my own question because it's a stupid question, no one in the tower would let him in?
no. But also,
they would just as soon launch every super they ever had, every gun, every grenade, anything that would explode and cause bodily harm would be launched at him to kill him again and again.
But then there's also the thing of you don't remember who you are. So is he still Uldren Sov, or is he just a guardian in Uldren Sov's body?
He may not remember what he did, but everyone else does.
So it's going to be interesting if it does happen.
I feel like that is a really big hole that he would have to dig himself out of, and I don't really feel like Bungie would have a good way of doing that. Mm-hmm. Unless we're all happy Care Bear sharing cuddle monsters in the goddamn tower now.
Yeah.
I don't think that would work.
No.
I can see more so removing the curse on the Dreaming City in the event that he doesn't remember who he is. I see that as more of a possibility, but not him as the Vanguard.
No. Yeah, I'm on the same page. But I guess we can move on from that since...
But all the same, I guess we'll have to see what happens, because if it was data mined, it's up in the air for sure.
But we're still going through the cycles on the Dreaming City curse. And every week there's still new dialogue coming up.
Yeah.
And so it might be that in the next 3 weeks we see something, because this week is the 6th of 7 full curse weeks according to the triumphs. There's a triumph there that says, go speak to Mara Sov every time she is there. And it's at 6 of 7 right now. And every time you go talk to her, there's new dialogue. So,
interesting.
Is that going to be the final one? We'll see.
Have to.
But
I don't know.
Moving on, we had
moving on up
a Anthem stream today
the
that
live stream
could have seen
botched.
Well,
little better days.
It was sort of watched.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah. They on Twitch, they were intending to stream basically for Tarsus. How it looks in its, I think it's a state that's actually beyond the alpha that you can now sign up for.
Mm-hmm.
However, with their ongoing streaming issues, they're 3 for 3 for failing. They were able to get a good portion of it going about 30 minutes after they'd launched, which all came before an hour of waiting. But from what I gathered, from what I saw, able to piece together when I was watching it, is Fort Tarsus looks pretty cool. It's very buzzing, it's very active. It reminds me of the tower. You're not going to have all a bunch of randoms dropping in constantly, but you have NPCs that are buzzing around and whatnot. Beautiful animations, much like Mass Effect when it's in fully fixed. And I paid close attention to the facial animations, and they were on point. I was like, okay, and we're good. Nothing was off. Voice sync was great. No wonky eyes and lips. It was on point. So I was glad. They just showed off, the NPCs, quest givers, people that are your companions while they're in Fort Tarsus, the vault where everything's stored at, a store they didn't venture into, a merchant of sorts, and a couple things along the way you could pick up and add to your codex. But the developer's like, oh no, don't do that yet. Oh no, don't do that yet. Save something for later. So the fully rendered videos out there where Anthem actually themselves pieced it together for viewing, all the junk's cut out. So it's out there on YouTube to check it out. But we got a good look at Fort Tarsus and an example of what it's going to look like when we're in the social hub before we go out into the real world.
Nice.
Well, the open world, should I say.
Yeah. Or the actual true game, I guess.
Right.
The what did they call it? The My Story, Our World.
Yeah.
So like in Fort Tarsus is where you get the deep story part of the game. And then the open world is where you have more fun with some story.
I feel like Fort Tarsus was pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm thinking like tower size for Destiny.
Yeah.
But also, we've only seen that portion of Fort Tarsus. I do not recall if they said there is going to be more opening up later, or if it's something that they just aren't talking about. I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, from I didn't get to watch the stream today, but from just the previous trailers we'd seen, seems like there's actually a lot of different areas in Fort Tarsus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was a whole upstairs they didn't go through, or I didn't see them go through, so I take that back. There's more out there. In there.
I mean, it is a full city, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of what I mentioned, the alpha, the closed alpha is now open for registration. You check out their Anthem's website to do that. If not, it's going to be help.ea.com/EN. Well, there's a long link there. We'll tweet it out. We've already tweeted it out at MulehornGaming.com. But register for that. The window for that, I believe, closes on the 15th, I believe, and launches on the 16th.
Closes.
Yeah, check that out. I'm not sure, but it's a shorter window, a limited window for you to register for it, and even then, it's gonna be a first come first serve. So when that happens,
yeah, registration ends December 3rd.
Oh, that's way off.
Yeah, and the alpha days that you'll actually be able to play are the December 8th and 9th. So it's only going to be 2 days.
Yeah. I selected the Xbox for the 2 slots on Saturday and 1 slot for Sunday. So hopefully I get to play at least one of those. It's going to be more of a stress test and whatnot. But first glimpse at an early build, I mean, I'm down.
Oh, yeah.
People are going to be like, what is this? It's not complete. Yeah, it's an alpha. But then again, you can't say crap because it's closed alpha.
Yep.
So I'm excited to get a first taste. The first taste.
First blood.
So that's exciting. So sign up for that now before the window closes so you can get a chance to get some Anthem action.
Hopefully they fix their site because I've been trying all evening.
Yeah. My buddy's messaged me today and it's like, I've been trying for the past 2 days because I think he had like tester access.
Okay.
And he was having a problem getting in past 2 days. I'm like, dude, I got in the first 30 minutes. As soon as I found out on Twitter before they went live, I logged into it and was able to finish my registration within 30 minutes. A lot of people, not such good luck.
I think I've spent 30 minutes on one page trying to get it to load.
I'd say tomorrow will be a better chance, but the rush to do it was all during today.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, so that's coming up soon. That's next weekend. That's not this weekend, but next weekend. Right?
Yeah.
So that's a lot earlier than we were expecting anything.
This is true.
Let's hope that the game will not reflect EA's record right now with crappy streams and problematic websites.
Their stream is by no means comparison to how the game plays, which they said over and over that the game ran super smooth. However, the stream had once again technical difficulties.
Yeah, I mean
they're trying
they're trying to stream from basically 2 sides of the world at the same time.
That's true.
Because they've got their developers in, where are they at? I forget. Germany somewhere?
I don't remember.
But the main team is overseas somewhere, and then they're trying to talk with one of the community managers, which is in Austin.
That's true. That would cause some complications.
Yeah,
and heavy burden on the stream.
Mm-hmm. So
this is true.
Trying to co-stream with 2 sides of the globe. So I'll give them a little bit of a
mixer would help a lot. But hey, actually, Twitch has some kind of co-stream capabilities, I think, rolling out, if not already out, which is good for them. But anyway, I'm excited. I'll have my kids that weekend, so I'll be like, Daddy's got to play games, sorry. But,
priorities.
Yep. I don't think they have any games scheduled that Saturday, so we should be good to go.
There you go. So you guys ready to go to our favorite part?
Sure.
Ask Analog.
There we go. I was getting a very resounding no response.
I thought you were going to say something else, but okay.
No, I was just
a
asking
wonderful portion where you ask questions, thoughts, and comments, and we read them aloud.
And talk
About
your
things.
words. So, let's kick it off with Darth Loki. Coming at us from our Discord, which, if you are not in it, what are you doing?
Seriously, fix that
And
now.
just fix it now. I'm pretty sure we have a permanent link to it on our Twitter. Go there, join it, and you can send us questions, much like Darth Loki did. So, what he says is, no Sony at next year's E3. Thoughts?
Kind of not surprised, but that's kind of a big move.
It is.
I mean,
I think it'll be interesting to see if they actually hold true to that.
that is also true. But I'm also thinking their last performance, certain people, fan groups like certain games, but overall, the performance was underwhelming. But like, what is going on?
I think that's the way it's been for like the last 2 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't
Well, they just,
recall the one from last year that much.
I want to say it was Sony didn't really deliver much of anything this past year because it was all just the same games. It was God of War, it was Death Stranding, that no one still has any idea what the hell that's about because Kojima.
It's a Fallout pizza delivery service game
Sounds good to me. Why the fuck?
with the lady
Why
that
not,
eats
right?
slugs
With Norman Reedus and babies.
and a weird.
Norman Reedus is the
Slime
stalk.
monster.
The stork.
If Norman
There you
Reedus
go.
was not the star, I doubt that game would be getting half the attention.
For sure.
No, it wouldn't. So it just, I know everyone's always going off and on and on and on about, oh, Sony won E3, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Nobody wins E3 besides the people who are watching E3 and get to see what they want to see.
Yep.
I hate when people say that one developer freaking won. There's no winning, there's no losing. It's just E3. Get out of your. Anyway,
Yeah.
tangent.
So yeah.
They haven't really been doing much though.
No.
In the last couple of years, they've been showing the same games. There's nothing new. It might be a different trailer, but there's no new titles being shown.
Not really.
So,
So yeah, and who knows? Some of these companies are doing their own events during that E3 week,
Yeah.
so they could be just doing that, just not attaching themselves to E3 or not doing it on their premise. So,
right.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, last year was pretty crappy with the way that the people that were actually at the event only got to see half of the things that the people at home did because they were moving them from area to area between showings.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
And E3 is not as prestigious as it used to be.
Ever
Yeah,
since
we've
they
got
opened
so
up
many
to
other-
public, it's taken a dive as far as what they present. Now it's more of a kind of like PAX South, where you get to actually people get to go in there and walk the floor and whatnot.
yeah. And we've also got all these other conventions like PAX that are popping up.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Speaking of which, Mulehorn Gaming will be at PAX South the mid-January. So if you're heading that way, hit us up. We'd love to meet up with you.
yeah.
Yeah. So, our next one comes from someone's night-moded Twitter, apparently. Coming to us from our buddy Sully. Says, hashtag Ask Analog. What's one game you'd like to see ported to Nintendo Switch so you could play on the go? No worries about specs or processing power, just your dream choice.
Red Dead Redemption 2 /online. That'd be awesome.
Yep, I knew it. Oh, that's a hard one. I'm going to have to go with Destiny. Destiny 2. That or Borderlands 2.
Fair enough.
Ooh.
Borderlands on the Switch would be pretty awesome.
Yep. That's a good one, actually.
So, mine's pretty easy. It's already there.
What?
Fucking
No.
Diablo.
Pick a different game.
Well, fine. Witcher. God.
there you
duh.
go.
Of course.
If I could take Witcher on the go, if I could go to my kid's house, my ex's house, because I have to watch him at her house every Thursday, which realistically is just when I do my laundry for free.
Using your detergent. Using your water.
Legitimately, the only reason I go there on Thursday is just to do my laundry
That's
for
funny.
free. I would love to be able to sit down on my absolutely craptacular old couch that hurts my back whenever I lay on it and play Witcher until my battery dies. That'd be awesome. Awesome.
Right on, man.
Yeah. I mean, they're starting to do some stuff with being able to actually stream games on the Switch in Japan, so maybe someday they'll get
Japan
here.
does get everything first.
Yeah.
Especially with Nintendo.
And
That's not fair. I don't get it.
their internet is 100 times better than ours here, so
Yeah,
there's that as well.
Yeah,
that is true.
there is that.
Oh, Japan. You make America look bad. All right. So, we didn't have many this evening. So our last one comes from the Suicide Fox, also from Twitter. Says, #AskAnalog. What do you think will happen first? More Friday the 13th DLC or Half-Life 3?
I would hope Half-Life 3, but it's most likely not going to be Half-Life 3. Dadgummit.
Dead gummit.
Yeah.
So probably Friday the 13th, the DLC.
Friday the 13th is in a really weird place right now, especially with all the lawsuits that are going on with that right now, with the IP. So,
I don't think I'm aware of this.
oh, you're not?
Not aware of any of it.
Yeah, so that's probably what he's saying, why he's talking about it, is that there is someone who has a lot of rights to a lot of the names specifically for Friday the 13th, like that, and they're not allowed to put out anything. Like, they had a bunch of stuff planned for the Friday the 13th game that's out right now, and they had to just basically put it on hold indefinitely.
Wow.
And yeah, so it might
that
be
sucks.
the new Half-Life 3.
Oh,
I think Half-Life 3 would be more of a welcomed
I think we have,
news than...
let's put it this way, I think we have a higher chance of seeing Thorn come back in Destiny.
oh.
Fuck that guy.
Tick, 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 tick.
You do know we are getting a bow in this DLC that is basically Thorn.
Oh, snap.
Now, it does have a little
The thorn
more
and arrow.
skill. So the bows in Destiny, they have what they call a perfect draw, which is when you draw the bow back and it'll make a noise normally and the lights on it will light up specific. And that is when you need to release it. It's basically you get the full draw and you have like half a second to release. Now, So this new exotic bow is only on those perfect draw shots does it deal dot damage. Now, one thing different though, when you get a perfect draw shot, it does the dot damage. But if you get a perfect draw precision shot, it also has a dragonfly type explosion and will put dot damage on all of the enemies that it hits.
Well, damn.
So, for crowd control, this thing could be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Especially in something like Gambit. So,
For sure.
Wow.
we'll see.
For sure.
And then we've also
We'll have
got
to see.
a new sniper rifle coming that
Yeah,
I've
I've been seeing
seen. I was thinking about it today. It's basically Destiny 1 final round sniper. So in Destiny 1, we had the final round perk where the final bullet did basically double damage. So in trials, you would always hear people pop, shooting off their first two bullets and then just saving that third one because you could one-shot body shot. The way this exotic works is you hold down the reload button and it consumes all 4 bullets into one and basically makes it into a higher range, higher damage bullet, where they have said in their Vidoc that they released that it can body shot.
Wow. Is it the one that looks like a sword?
Yes, it's that one.
Wow.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It'll definitely be different
It'll certainly
levels of perception.
keep me out of a competitive setting. That's for sure.
Filthy casual.
Proud of it.
Yep.
PvE all the way.
Whoop, whoop.
Minus a few things with Gambit, although they need to fix Gambit. I don't know how, but they need to. I don't know. It's just I had really high hopes when I first played that game type with we had like our first 3 games. I'm like, hell yeah, we won every single one. I'm getting hyped up. I'm happy. I'm loving it. And then we started losing, and I realized something about this needs to change. I don't know what it is, but something needs to
You
change.
have not played with us when we have 1 hunter and 3 Chaos Reach warlocks.
I mean, I've played it when you and I run Chaos Reach, which is just stupidly fun.
It's even worse, even better when you have 3.
I bet.
And my perfectly rolled Crooked Fang. We were playing last night, and Lupo was on the step of the Malfeasance quest where you have to go basically invade and get a team wipe, or you can have one of your allies do it 4 times. I managed to do it, all 4 of them, in, I think, 2 matches.
Wow.
So,
Like a boss.
So we were having a fun time. There was a weird glitch, though, that I was a little upset about, that you'd be mad, Dirty. We matched up with the same group of guys for, I think, 6 matches in a row.
Yeah, I would have quit at that point.
And we were just going back and forth. Like, we'd win one, they'd win one. We'd win one, they'd win one. So we were a good balance.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe I wouldn't rage quit at that point. I mean, if it was like one-sided, like they were consistently wiping and it was all just like one-sided and they were doing that, that'd be different.
Yeah.
But if it's back and forth, I'd be like, all right, this is a fun
But
challenge.
it was annoying enough that we felt like we played maybe 15, 20 matches last night, because every match against them went to the 3rd round. We go back at the end of the night, we had only played 9 matches. We're just like, what were we doing?
Oh, Gambit.
Yeah.
Things I don't miss about Destiny.
I think my biggest thing, honestly, is if they just upped your damage done. Because
To
you
the
feel
enemies.
so
Yeah,
underpowered.
you feel like you don't
feel
hit
so
them
underpowered.
as hard as you should.
It's like why I always thought Tiger's Bite was such a crappy gun when I first got it, because I was using it in Gambit. I was doing like 50, 55 points of damage. I'm like, why is this good? It's not doing a damn thing.
Yeah, it's just the way that they scale the damage in that mode. It's different.
See, I feel like if they scaled damage and then, I don't know, maybe up the amount of enemies or did just balanced it out somehow, I think that would make it better, because I don't like not feeling like I'm doing a damn thing. Like I'm feeling like I'm getting all this damage and oh, here comes Joe Blow, frickin' Blue Blairy. That's a new word. With his frickin' whatever pod shot from his hand cannon. Oh, he just takes that and takes the frickin' 45 motes that just fell. Thanks, dick.
44.
And I honestly feel like, I'm not trying to be salty, so if it comes off that way, I do apologize, but I'm just trying to think of ways that might make it a little bit better. Like I said, upping the damage players do might be nice. And having some relegation to motes. Because that's one thing, is like, if I'm running with you guys,
Yeah.
and you're all like, you know, when we were doing the Triumph with Orange, when he had to bank all of them.
Yeah.
Like, that was the plan. That's fine. Let him pick him up. When he says he's full, we'll pick him up. That's cool beans. There was communication. I understood that. That was fine. But when you're playing with randos and you want to get stuff and bank stuff, it's like you can't do it all the time because they're always right there.
That is one thing about Gambit. I will not play with any fewer than 3 people. We can have 1 rando, and that's it. I will not play with 2. I will not play solo. Has to be at least or 1 rando or a full team, and that makes it 100 times better.
Honestly, when I would do things by myself, just for like the weekly or the daily or whatever it is, I wouldn't even try to bank stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and you gotta have a team, because you'll define your roles. You'll get in a groove. Like I felt like I was doing great last night, and then I realized I had multiple matches where I had or rounds where I didn't even have double-digit banks. Like I had 8 or 9 motes banked, but I was getting kills and I was invading a lot, so I was helping that way. Once you figure it out, your roles, you can wreck.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I think that wraps up all the Ask Analog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you like our podcast, give us a rating and leave us a review on iTunes. If you like watching streamers, be sure to visit theshedteam.com and meet the cool cats on our Mixer stream team. You can also follow us all on Twitter. This evening, we've got myself at Dirty Bombs, at Thaddeus Prime, and at Scarecrow21 with all of his convoluted letters in there, numbers, letters. Right. And follow Mulehorn Gaming at Mulehorn Gaming. So, thank you for listening, and remember, when in doubt, blow it up! Explosions! I'm a fire in the laser!